A bombshell report suggests OSU football coach Urban Meyer knew about a 2015 incident of alleged domestic violence involving a former receiver, Coach Zach Smith. Thanks for joining us at 5. I'm Mark Taylor.
And I'm Katie Farrell. If so, it's a direct contradiction of what Meyer told reporters last week when he was asked about it.
2015 reported incident. Are you saying that you don't know anything about that, or do you believe that that didn't happen?
I can't say it didn't happen because I wasn't there. I was never told about anything. Anything came to light. I never had a conversation about it, so I know nothing about it.
Meanwhile, Smith's ex-wife, Courtney Smith, is taking her case public with an on-camera interview released just today. Tonight, we have team coverage. Sports director Jared Smalley has more from the university tonight.
But we start with NBC4's Ted Hart, who's live outside the shoe with a closer look at these latest developments. Ted?
Yeah, Courtney Smith says that she sent text messages and photographs to Shelly Myers, the the wife of head coach Urban Meyer. She said Shelly Meyer was very much aware of the allegations of domestic abuse in her marriage. And Courtney Smith suggests that Urban Meyer must have turned a blind eye to this problem in order to protect Zach Smith, because Zach Smith is the grandson of Earl Bruce, Urban Meyer's mentor.
I was scared.
In an interview with Stadium, Courtney Smith says after repeated incidents of domestic abuse at the hands of her husband, Zach Smith, she first reached out to family members begging for help.
And I was told, don't call the police. If you call the police, he's going to get arrested. It's going to go to the media. He's going to lose his job. What are you and the kids going to do?
She says that it was after the 2015 incident reported to Powell police. She started telling the wives of the other coaches, including Shelly Meyer.
Shelly she said she was going to have to tell Urban. She was going to have to tell Urban.
Did she ever come back to you and tell you that she did tell Urban?
She did not. She did not. She would reach out to me, ask me how I'm doing, tell me she was worried, that if I needed anything, she was there.
Courtney Smith filed for divorce in 2015. 10 days ago, she asked the court for a civil protection order against Smith. Then last week, Zach Smith was fired by Urban Meyer, who said at the time that he knew nothing about the 2015 allegation of domestic abuse. Courtney Smith's comments and text messages suggest otherwise.
Instead of worrying about winning games, or instead of worrying about who his mentor is and who his family is and trying to protect that, somebody's safety and the safety of their children and that the environment that they're in needs to be more important.
And you can watch the entire interview with Courtney Smith on WatchStadium.com. We did reach out to Shelly Meyer this afternoon. She said she's unable to comment at this time. And we go back now to the studio and sports director Jared Smalley, who has some reaction from the university on all of this.
Good evening, Ted. From the Ohio State side, we've reached out to the school today for comment for Urban Meyer, athletic director Gene Smith, and President Michael Drake. We have not heard back from them. But Urban's comments from Big Ten media last week were very much on the record and very matter of fact about his handling of Zach Smith's employment at Ohio State. Meyer said last week if he had known about the allegations against Smith, he would not have remained on the OSU staff.
If I did, I would have made a change, or I would not have done it. So obviously I made a decision that we were going to move forward with him on our staff.
Meyer said last week he and his wife Shelly had counseled the Smiths during their marriage, including an incident while Smith was a grad assistant at Florida in 2009. After making the decision to fire Smith last Monday night, Meyer noted the importance of upholding his core values of the program, including treating women with respect. And he noted the public perception of the news.
We are in a public world. I try not to operate, especially when you're talking about personnel and people. Making things because it became public, but to say that doesn't have something to do with it, it does a little bit. I'm one of those ones that I really don't care about that. I try to stay focused on what's the most important thing, that's our players and our team, but I do understand the value of, it's the Ohio State University is bigger than all of us, and so you have to do what's right by them.
Again, it's unclear what this means for Urban Meyer's future at Ohio State. Just there, he was speaking about how Ohio State is bigger than all of us. And by the way, Coach Zach Smith has recently changed his bio on his Twitter page, and it goes now with the hashtag #NotMe. That hashtag was developed by men who deny their accusations of domestic abuse. Katie?